shows everybody we're putting everything out there in front, and we're not trying to hide anything.
Well, I would concur that we're not hiding anything.
That isn't the point. The point is how they proceed.
At this point, I'd recommend that you reject all the bids because I don't think that this is the project scope that you're interested in.
Right.
I apologize if I'm overstepping the council's wishes, but I think this is beyond what we've talked about to this point, and so that would be my recommendation.
But I still even need a motion for this.
Do we need to do the motion that then we would not rebid until next year?
No, at this point, what you,
Oh, sorry.
I think Carter's got a thought.
Oh, no, not really.
Cough.
I was just going to say, I just had to cough. No, you can rebid it. You can try and rebid it tomorrow if you wanted to, but that's a political decision for you guys to make, not for the city manager or the city attorney to tell you what to do. When do you want to go try and rebid it and redesign it so it can fit under whatever number you want, or whether you want to bring it to a referendum first? Those are all political decisions for you as a council to make.
Have we talked to the county at all on, I mean, can we continue to rent?
We, no,
Right on the spot on that kind of money.
we have not talked to the county specifically. Again, the scope of the project was so far beyond anything that we had talked to that I don't think it's plausible to take this forward in whatever form that we so choose. But no, I have not talked to the county directly at this point.
And we're under a recently new contract.
We're-
So we've been under, what, 2.5 years? Or 2
Year.
years? 2 years. Oh, a year?
Yeah, that'd be my.
I thought it was last year that we
You-
renewed
we-
this.
Well, we get into 2016 before we have
Okay.
to move
So we
everybody
have
into the
another year.
cars.
Okay.
Into the cars.
And a 3% rate increase in rent.
Okay, now that we've had all the discussion, I still need a motion to adopt the resolution approving said award of contract. Motion by,
We just,
Motion
I
to,
think you're wrong.
yeah,
well,
Think
then
it
you can still
backwards.
vote, then you can still vote it down.
no,
No.
my suggestion, pardon me, Mayor,
Okay.
my suggestion is that the motion be to reject all bids.
Okay.
Okay,
Is that the motion then?
Dallenbach, you
Are we-
reading that motion?
Are we changing it from what it was here?
yes.
Okay.
So your
I'll
motion,
second.
your
I'll
motion
second.
is to reject, and second was
I'll second it.
Lennius? And roll call.
Hill,
Okay, now we're rejecting. So
Yes is to reject.
Dallenbach,
Yes.
Grover,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Holland,
Yes.
Linneus.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Sounds better when you say a yes instead of a no to something, huh? Then we still do need a second one or not?
I'm going to recommend the motion to adopt a resolution approving the contract and performance payment of bonds be taken up by the council because this does tie into a later agenda item. My recommendation is that you vote this down, but it should be put on the table for formal action because this is part of the public hearing notice that is out for the general obligation bond. And in order to change that at the public hearing, I think you're best to take a definitive action on it. But again, I'd ask for a motion and a second approving the performance and payment of bonds and then to vote it down.
Now, by voting this down, we're not going to go out and sell general obligation bonds for this project?
At this time. This would, in essence, remove the portion of the general obligation bond from the bond hearing that is already included in there. So we'd be removing that from the general obligation bond.
Okay.
You want a motion stating what?
I want the motion to consider resolution approving the contract, performance, and payment of bonds. Put it on the floor. So I need a motion and a second.
Motion from Holland, second by Vaughn. Roll call, and you're recommending.
I'm recommending, I'm asking you to vote no on this.
Dallenbach,
No.
Grover,
No.
Brown,
No.
Holland,
No.
Linneus.
No.
Vaughn,
No.
Hill.
No.
Okay. We're all settled in that section? We can move on now.
I think we're done with that.
Oh, good. Whew. Next subject.
Now, I do have, I
Okay.
don't mean to belabor this, but I guess we're not looking at doing this fall, or we're putting it off for a year.
Well, that's a decision that we can make at any time. We can bring it back whenever we so choose. The numbers that we have at this time are not, again, the concern are the numbers that we're looking at. We can rebid this at any time from the information that we've gotten to this point. I don't know that it's practical to do it this summer, but that's something that we'll bring back and talk about as we go through the summer and try and find the appropriate time to rebid it. There was numerous contract holders that within 48 hours of the bid opening called in and canceled their or declined to participate because of larger projects that they had just secured. So, you know, because of the volume of work that they had to do, they weren't able to take the project on. Well, if that limits our ability to get a good bid, that doesn't help us any. And
Well, we're
maybe
not-
all the bids would be at the same or higher. I don't know that. But having only one bid and being that far above our estimate, it just didn't sell well.
So since we're not going to bid, do we have plans to seed it over, or so it doesn't quite look like a brown?
We-
Brown.
We'll take care of the lot so that it doesn't look like a redevelopment site as
Okay.
best we can. We hadn't talked about that at this point, but we'll have our city crew go in and plant some grass seed and take care of it.
Okay, moving forward. 2014 Comprehensive Plan updates. Motion to adopt a resolution approving the 2014 Comprehensive Plan update for the City of Independence. Need a motion to receive and file proof of publication of notice of public hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Holland, seconded by
Second.
Dallenbach. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Now you need a motion to hold the hearing.
Motion.
Motion by Grover, seconded by Vaughn. Again, you don't need a roll call. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. We are now in hearing, and do we have a comment or something we need to read on this one? Okay. Okay. Do they need to speak before we do this?
I think I'd let them speak first.
Before we read this? Okay.
Yeah, they could speak, since it's a public hearing, they could come up and speak if they so choose.
You're invited.
Good evening, I'm Brian Schoen with the Intercog office, and we worked with the city on updating its current comprehensive plan. Was done, I think, trying to think when we did it last. It's been a number of years ago, obviously, and so had visited with you probably a year and a half ago about this project, and then Colleen Simmons from our office led the project, and then as we moved forward with the draft of the document, then her and her husband relocated to the Carolinas, and so we're back with the draft document, and we have met with the task force late last fall, shortly before Thanksgiving, made changes that they suggested, brought that then back to your website. By the way, the drafts have been nested on your website throughout the process, and then from there met with the Planning and Zoning Commission, met with them in January. They made suggested changes for us in January, February, loaded it up, and I think the version you see on the website now is dated the 13th of February. So noting the time since we've been bringing those forward, it's probably been since October that you've been kind of looking at the document. And we've been making changes. The nice thing about this document is that we can make changes throughout. The council can ultimately make changes on the final document. It is your policy. It's not an ordinance.